Hey there, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. If you've been following me at all on social media or YouTube or anything like that, you know that I love making these fun videos, and oftentimes I'll put my own face on top of a character. And a lot of people have asked me about this, and it's a super fun thing to do. It always makes people laugh. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it because it's super simple to do. What's the first thing that we need? First, you need a video that you can use. YouTube has obviously all the videos out there, so let's just find a YouTube video that we can use. I'm going to actually use the one that I just showed you. This is a song from a movie that is coming out in the end of this year with Shah Rukh Khan, which I'm super excited about because it's the same director that made Three Idiots, one of my all-time favorite movies. First time teaming up with Shah Rukh Khan. Exciting stuff. First thing we need to do is download this video. You probably have your own way of doing this. There are several free tools out there. I happen to use something called PullTube, which is a Mac app, which will let you very easily just paste in any YouTube URL. It picks up which one it is, and then you can choose the quality that you want to set here. Let's just do 1080p, 88 megabytes, sounds good. Download video. You can use any service out there. There's a million of them. Use whatever and download the video. Or if you have a movie clip or something like that on your computer too, that works. Perfect. It's downloaded. Let's see where it is. So it's in my inbox folder. So I'm going to open up another Finder window here. And I'm going to go into inbox, and that's the one right there at the top. And I'm going to make a new folder here for my new project, which is Shah Rukh Khan face replacement tutorial. That'll do. Open that up and move this here. Now I'm going to make a new folder here and call it inputs. So any type of assets that I have, this video is going to go in here. There we go. Oops. Take that and put it right there. Perfect. Now, what else do we need? Of course, as you can see, I also need my face. Now, you go ahead and use your own face or any other face that you want to put here. An important thing to note here is that you want to make it a transparent background, and that can be a little bit of a tricky thing to do. However, there is a free service called this one, remove.bg. And what you can do is you can just upload an image here, and it might have a background, whatever it is, trees or some green screen, doesn't really matter. It's going to detect all that stuff and take it out. And then you might need to fix it up a little bit. So if you have your, not just your head, but also your neck or something like that, you're going to have to cut that out manually. I can show you a free tool again to do that. Photopea, a great tool used in the browser completely for free. And it's like Photoshop in the browser, so you can just fix that up later. And if you're interested in exactly knowing how that works, there's a bunch of tutorials that will show you how to do that. Super simple to use though. Once you have done those things, you're gonna have a transparent background image, which I have right here. This one right here, let's check. There it is. So I'm gonna take this and I'm going to copy this over and make a duplicate file right here. So I have it in this folder. Okay, so I got those two things. Now, what next? We're not going to be using the entire YouTube video, so we have to clip out the exact part. And the way that I've done it actually is a smart way of doing it actually, because I don't use my face on the whole video. I start with the regular video and I have some text over, and then just for a little part I put my face up, and as you can see, it goes back to the regular one. This kind of has the same effect as if I were to put the face on the entire video, it turns out. I used to do that before, but it just ends up being more work, and the comedic effect of it is really just the first time you see it. And so you just need to do it once, and it can even be better to just get that distraction over with and let the viewer come back to just enjoying the video once they've understood that, okay, yes, this certain actor is supposed to be the person making the video, right? You don't have to continue having that for the whole video. Sometimes that needs to be done, but in this case, it doesn't. So that makes things much easier for us. So what is the next program that we want to use? I'm going to be using a free application called CapCut, which you can download. Let's open up a new project here and make the window a little bit smaller. There we go. And let's change the title up here to Shah Rukh Khan face swap tutorial. Okay, so if you haven't used this before, let me just give you a quick tutorial here. So we have a couple of different sections. So on the left side, this is where all of your assets go. So remember that videos that we just downloaded from YouTube and the My Image with the transparent background? That goes here. So let's open that up here and make the window a little bit smaller and go into the projects. This one, go into inputs, and we're gonna just take both of these and move this over right here. Okay, perfect. Actually, we don't need the face one here, so we can delete it from here actually. We're gonna be using another program very soon. Let's take this and put this right here, drag it over. This is the timeline. This is the main thing you'll be using as your tool. And we can zoom in here a little bit and we can just clip out this video to not, we don't really need to include everything. So I'm gonna just clip it out right around here, I think is good. If we enter the video here, right here is good. Okay, now I'm gonna do Command B, and if you're on Windows, obviously it's Control B for you. That kind of clips up this clip, right? Cuts it up. And now you have two chunks. And so the first one we can just delete. There we go. And then I'm gonna find the ending part of the clip that I wanna use here. So let's say that we go here, and when they zoom out, and right around here is when we're done, let's say. There we go. So again, Command B, clip, and done. Now let me press on this button, and it's gonna zoom to fit. There we go. Okay, so what's happening here? So obviously we want to actually listen now on Spotify. We don't want that, so we're gonna make this a little bit larger, like. And if you, by any chance, if you want to change the ratio, you can do that here. If you want to make a video for TikTok or Instagram Reels, you probably want to go for this ratio. But I want to keep it at a classic 16:9 ratio. So that's this one. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out where it is exactly that I want to clip out the video where I'm gonna be putting my face on it, right? Not here, but right around the right here. This is right. This is where he appears. Let's see. Right here, I think, is where we can clip. So let's do again, Command B, and then so this is where I come in on my face. There we go, and then he goes back and forth, and go back. And this is where we can clip out, we'll go back to his face. So now I have 3 different clips, and this is the one that I want to use to put my face on it. So here's what you can do. And this is a kind of cool little feature in CapCut. So what I want to do is that I want to export this little video out so that I can use it in a different program where we're going to be putting our face on this thing. You can do it in CapCut too, but I just feel like this other program is a lot smoother and just provides a better result. So let's use that. So we can do right click and let's see. So actually, if I make this a little bit like this, then you can see it better. If I right click here and we go down to range, and then we can do select an area by clip. Now it just selects this little clip. So if you were to export this clip right now, only this little clip would be exported. Normally the whole thing, the whole timeline is exported, but this way you can just get this thing out. So let's go up to export, and these settings are good, so we don't need to touch that. It's only 3 seconds. Okay, that's good. And let's export it to projects and this one. And we do want to still keep it in inputs, and open this up, and we're just gonna call it replace face clip. Replace SRK face clip. That's good. Okay, let's export that. There we go. So now we have that. Now we can forget about CapCut for just a little bit, and we can press cancel here actually to go back to how it was before. Now we want to go to another application. Let me show you an incognito because I'm not logged in here. This is called Runway ML. Amazing artificial intelligence video and image creation tool that has been actually becoming quite popular recently. I've been using this for a little while. It can do a whole bunch of stuff, most of which I have no idea about. I think they're just cool features. I haven't tried it out much, to be honest with you, but it can do things like generate videos from still images. It can you can give it a video and you can remove the background from it if you want to, or any objects. It's pretty cool. But the one that we're interested in, and you want to just go ahead and make an account here. It's free to sign up, and it's free to use too for just a little bit. You get 125 credits. So all of these AI generation tools basically work on a credit system where they charge you some credits to do certain things. And so if you sign up for a free account, you get 125, and that it says that's 8 seconds of Gen 1 and 25 seconds of Gen 2, or 25 image generations. Whatever that is for our little clip, which is just 3 seconds, you should be fine using the free plan, okay? But I pay for it because I think it's worth it. I use it a lot, so I go for this one, and this includes everything that I need. All right, with that done, let's open this up when I'm logged in. Let's see. What do we want to do here? Basically, what we're going to be using is something called motion tracking, and I'll show you exactly what it is in a bit, okay? I have it under my favorite tools, but for you, you probably don't have it here. You want to just search for image tracking. You might need to scroll down here and view all tools if you don't have it. But basically, you're going to have image tracking somewhere. Let me show you, actually. It should be listed here for me too. Motion tracking, this is the one, right? So you want to go here and press on this. So what is motion tracking? Motion tracking is a technique with which you can have a video and you can use a certain part of the video, like for example, a person's nose or a certain point on their forehead or chin or something like that, right? Something that is like constant and it's moving around, and using AI, it's gonna keep a point exactly at that location. Now it's not perfect always, and you might need to adjust it a little bit, which we're gonna see how we can do, but it's pretty awesome how it works. What you wanna do here is you wanna just use that clip that we exported just a second ago, and we wanna import it, drag it over here. It's gonna take a little while to upload. Okay, there we go. Now, once it's uploaded, it should appear up here. And so we're gonna take that and we're gonna drag it onto the main scene. It's gonna take a second to load, and there we go. So now we have this little clip here, right? What is it that we wanna do here? This is where you're supposed to pinpoint where it is that you want the tracking to happen. It's individual. You might have a different kind of clip. This one is a clean clip because his face is very visible and there's like nothing that obstructs his face. If that is the case, well, first of all, you probably don't want to use a video where a lot of that is going on because it just makes things difficult. So basically here, I want to pick a point that is where the face can be moving around, like the reference point, right? So let's go for his nose actually. So you can put the slider thing anywhere. You don't have to put it all the way at the beginning. You can put it anywhere. I just like to put it where it's very clear where he is, right? So let's just press here. It's going to take a little second and the AI magic will work. And now if we go to the very beginning, you'll see as we move around that as the video is moving, that little point is moving with it, right? And so this is where the AI magic is happening. So if we go to the very beginning, you'll see that right here, you can't really see the point. And see here, the point is still visible. So this is not good because this is not on the nose. But we can take care of this very easily later on. So no problem here. Let's see if it keeps on the nose as his head appears. Okay, it's pretty close. It's still moving around pretty fast, the camera, so it's no problem. But now when it's stopped, it's pretty constant on his nose. Let's see if that continues. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty damn good. You might be using another video, obviously. Places that are good to use as reference points that I've found is the forehead is a good place. The nose is a very good place. You can also use the chin if you want. But because this is the face area, right? You want the movement of the face that you're swapping it with to be pretty natural with the head movements. And that usually, the nose is a good reference point for that very often. So yeah, so I think that's enough talking about that. Once you're done with that, you can press done tracking up here, and it's going to bring it to the main timeline. And let's actually just press this fit button here, and it's going to fit the whole thing here. And so here we go. We got this video here, right? Now what we want to do is we want to take that transparent background image that we have, and we want to drag that in here. And then we want to make it smaller so it fits with the rest of the video. Now, one thing I found with these funny videos is that if you make the face the same kind of size as the original video, it doesn't really work very well because it's not as funny. It turns out that with these face swaps, you want to go a good 50% larger head or 100% larger head than the original one. It just makes it a lot more funny. So this is a good size for a face swap, I would say. You decide, but this is what has worked for me best. Okay, so I think this is good, maybe a little bit smaller, and we'll put it right here. Now, once you're done with that, and maybe we just rotate it a little bit too. There we go, that's much better. Once you're done placing yourself there, you want to go to the right side, and here it says tracking, and you want to say link to, and you want to use the video that we have here. So basically, this is an asset that you're linking to this video where the tracking has already happened. We just did that, right? So those two things are now going to be linked up. There we go. As you'll see now, the face now moves around with the body. So let's just play this and see how it looks. See? So it's continuing because the face is a lot larger. The way you can fix that is you go here and you press split, and then you just delete this. We can press fit again. There we go. Now to fix this up, because there are some minor adjustments that we should do. One thing is that it placed the head a little bit lower. I want a little bit of the neck to show, so I'm going to put it right up here like this. And so everything else is going to move with that too, right? So this is just one big thing that just moves. So everything got shifted up. Now, here's the thing. Sometimes what happens, now this is a pretty clean clip, so we're pretty lucky here. But what can happen is that in the video, there can be some zoom in or out, so the face can be considerably smaller or bigger, depending on the camera moving around, right? That happens. That's happening a little bit here as well, actually. So I want to show you what you can do if that is the case. So right now, there is no, as far as the face is concerned, there's no change happening. There's no transformation happening, right? It stays the same size. It's at the same angle. It doesn't go bigger or smaller. What if you wanted to do that? Now, actually, before we do that, let's actually see here. This is where the face is actually outside of the frame. We can actually take this thing and we can just drag it in here, and we only start it when the face is visible. So let's say maybe here. So no, this is right here. Maybe we should start it. There we go. That's much better. Next, let's press this thing, this whole thing, and let's press on animate here. So what's happening here is that you can actually control the position, the scale, and the rotation of the face. You can actually also control the opacity and the crop if you want. Opacity, of course, would be if you want to make the face 50%. How do you explain this? You know how you can take something and make it so that it's 50% transparent? That's what opacity means. So that's not something we'll be touching here, really, and crop is not something we need either. But let's turn on position. So we press here, and actually, let's not press anything here. Let's go at the very beginning here like that, and then we press this and this. Now, all of these are activated. Now, what are these? These are keyframes. If you already know about animation and movie making, you know what that means. But if you don't, no need to worry. It's nothing complicated, really. Every time we want to do something where we change the size of the face or the position of the face, we're going to put another keyframe there. And basically, if we put a keyframe here and here, whatever changes we do, the program is going to take care of the animation for us. Let me show you. So let's start with the scale. I think that's the easiest one to understand. So we have a keyframe at the end, right? The scale of the face is this much to begin with. Let's say that for whatever reason, we wanted to go here and we wanted to make the face a lot larger. So let's go like this. And we put it here, okay? Now, what did we just do? We scaled it up, so that's why there is something that appeared here. And we also changed the position because we moved around the head, right? Rotation is also something that we can change if we want to. If we go like this, for example. Sorry about that. Let's go back and let's do a rotation like this, for example, right? So then rotation changes too. It's up to you what you want to change. You might only want to change one of these things. But in any case, let's see what happened here. So now you'll see, did you see? There was a very smooth animation that happened where it made it much larger. So that's completely up to you. I don't want this exactly like that. So I'm going to keep it like that. Now, what I am going to do though is go here and check if everything is fine. I think maybe we want to go a little tiny bit smaller here. And maybe we go a little rotation here. And then let's see. Okay. And then he goes a little bit back, right? So let's see here. What does he do? So there's a little change here. So here it becomes bigger and here it's smaller. So let's do that here. So here, let's go a little smaller like this. And then here, and then we make it bigger like that. And then we go, what's happened here? So again, there's a little bit of a change. So let's change that again. And then he goes front. So let's just say that kind of makes, there's a little bit limited, right? You got a two-dimensional face on a video that's of actual people. So there's a little bit of a limit here. You don't need to worry too much about what you're doing here. Just have some fun with it. And it's really, it doesn't have to be like totally accurate. And even sometimes it can be more funny if it's done badly. So let's just make it tiny taller here. And we'll go. That. Okay, so let's see if that works or not. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. That's not bad. So you get the idea, right? So if there's any movements that you want to do, you can do it here using these keyframes. So any time I made a change, I transformed the image, there's these dots that come up. And you don't have to choose all of these. You could just go on for position if you wanted to. And if you're doing this for the very first time, you don't even really need to do this. Just the thing that we did in the beginning might be just fine. I'm just showing you everything here. Anyway, so let's look at it once more. Okay, there we go. Good. So once you're done, you want to export this thing. And there we go. I can do 1080p. If you're using the free version, I think you can only do 720. That should be fine too. 720p is no problem. So let's export this. And then you want to go to the go to export page where all the stuff is going to be made. And you can see here that it's working. There we go. And so we want to press here and press download. Let's take it to that same project folder and inputs again, and we'll just do this. There we go. And there it is. Okay, perfect. Now we go back to CapCut, and here we want to bring this thing in and put it right here. So this clip is going to sit right on top of this one. Right? There we go. So as you can see, if we play it from here, there you go, see? Now, we don't need both of these because both of them have sound. Only one of them really needs sound. So what I tend to do is, you could obviously just replace it like this. You just go like this and you just put it in between, that works. Another way to do it is this way. If you want to just keep this in case you're working on something larger and you want to revert to this, you might want to just take this and extract the audio and then just delete the audio. So this one only has the video and the audio is running in the background here, right? You get the same effect. So it's up to you what you want to do here. So anyway, now we're done with our little video. So now let's export this thing. And I'm going to go to the main project page. And we're going to say output. And we are going to we're going to open this and we're going to say face swap version 1. Export that. Open folder. Let's see if that works. Let me open it in VLC. Okay. There we go. See? And that's all there is to it. That's the whole thing. I hope you were following this thing. I hope it wasn't too bad. Remember, there were some apps that I was using that you don't have to use. You can really use any app. The only app that you have to use to get the same result is the Runway ML app, which you can sign up for. You can try it out for free, as I said. Everything else is up to you. You can use a different video editor. You can use a different YouTube downloader. That's up to you. And obviously, you might be using Windows. Everything that I showed you is also available on Windows, so no problem there. And the whole process of doing everything is pretty much the same. That's all. I hope you like this video. If you have any thoughts or comments or anything like that, leave it in the comments below and I'll make sure to reply to you. And if you have any funny videos that you're working on and that you're putting out there, send them to me. I'd love to see them. I always love watching these type of videos. Okay, that's it for me.